Hey everybody, this is Captain Frugal reporting for duty, giving you my weekly comic book review. So sit back and enjoy. Alright everybody, for those of you that know the drill, I go over a bunch of comic books for the week that I chose to read. Now I didn't have time to read everything, so if I missed something you think I should have read, let me know in the comments below. Also, you may disagree with me on some of my choices. If that's the case, that's alright. Let me know below. Let's just try to keep it civil. My goal is to bring back the old schoolyard days, where we would be in discussing what hero could beat who or what comic book was good and not. And I come armed with my trusty notes, so you'll hear the paper rattle because I do it a little bit old school. I do my grading on a scale of 0 through 10, 7 being average as a 70%. So I'm using schoolyard grading. But that's not all. I also use the League of Comics Geeks to give you other people's views as well as a brief overview of the comic book as well. So let's jump right in. Hey everybody, this is Captain Frugal reporting for duty. Just want to say thank you for everybody that's joined this channel recently and been watching the videos. Speaking of which, I want to take a moment and give a round of applause to these people I'm about to mention here. Yes, that's awesome. Thank you. These people have been supporting the channel, and it would not be possible without them. If I mispronounce their names, I do apologize, but I think they need to be given special recognition because they've continuously been supporting this channel, and without them, this channel would not be possible. We have the Fly Attractor, TSPH, Neo Star Productions, Crazy Cat, Pop Size, A Penny for Your Dimes, Comic Boom, and Rags. All of them have continuously been supporting this channel, and without them, I mean it, this channel would not be possible because these things get expensive and it can take a lot of time and effort. So thank those people. All right, with that said, first book I want to talk about is DC's All In Special, issue number 1. We're 698 out of 723 liked it, with a 4.3 average rating on League of Comics Geeks, and I gave this book a 7.5, so I give it a pretty high score. Anyway, it's written by Joshua Williamson and Scott Snyder. The artist is Dan Mora and Daniel Semper. Now, I do say there is 2 stories in this. I do have a different feeling on each one. Following the events of Absolute Power, the heroes of the core DC universe have fought against the deep divisions in the world around them to usher in a new era of unity. And it's just in time too, because Darkseid has returned. Superman gathers every DC superhero on Earth to hold the line against a vastly different version of the Lord of Apocalypse as they raise our cosmic defenses and prepare for war. But some new shocking turns and twists happen in this. Now, in my opinion, this book is really a soft reboot. I think is what they're going for here. They don't want to call it a reboot, but in a way it sort of is. The Justice League is back here, and now they're going to have a bigger roster than ever before. And if you were a big fan of the cartoons Justice League Unlimited, well, that's really what they're doing here. So that's pretty cool. We have a more powerful Darkseid that he's merged with the Spectre. Yeah. And I think an interesting thing that a lot of DC fans will like is Booster Gold is stepping up here. We definitely get some Booster Gold spotlight, and I think that's a character that's underutilized, and a lot of people like him, and DC should be doing more with him. Good art in this particular issue, especially for the first story, I should say. An interesting start for this story arc. Now, the second story goes into the past about how Darkseid merges with the Spectre. And to be honest, I didn't care for the art on this section at all. And I honestly don't think this whole story section was necessary. I just don't think it was needed for this book. I know they want to give us some backstory and history, but you sort of know it, that what's going to happen here and how, in a way, that came. There's just not really any much need for that. And for a $4.99 book, I just don't see why that part was there. Next, let's talk about the book it's at this mini-series that's at its end that propelled All In Special. That's Absolute Power number 4. 462 out of 504 liked it with a 4 average rating on League of Comics Geeks, and I gave the book a 7.6. Not a bad score. Not bad at all. The The writer is Mark Waid. The artist is Dan Mora. And it says, at the last remaining resistance fighters fight tooth and nail on the bloody island of Gamorra, Batman and Superman find themselves at bitter odds. Meanwhile, Amanda Waller has come too far to give up now and is calling in reinforcements across the multiverse. The future of the DC universe is up for grabs, and after this, things will never be the same because we're going to get the all-in special that I was just talking about. I gave this book 7.6. Nothing better than a Lantern Flash team up. Yep, you hear that in the book. You know, I tend to agree. Those two make a, whatever Flash and Green Lantern you have, they always make a good pairing for some reason. Decent art in this book. The heroes regain their powers, but here's the thing. They don't all gain, I guess, their actual powers. They might have gained somebody else's. They haven't went too much in depth there, but that might make for some interesting stories. Barry Allen loses his powers, and how long, who knows. And it's a good end for Waller. For now, we'll see what happens. Some heroes, as I said, have the wrong power stuff. This might make a nice little twist to the DC universe. Is it something you'd be interested in seeing? Did you read this? I'd like to know your thoughts as well. Leave them in the chat below if you don't mind, because every comment, thumbs up and thumbs down too, helps with the algorithm.
Hey guys, today's video is sponsored by My Wallet. Yeah, I'm not trying to push any kind of wallet or pimp any wallet out. What I mean is it's sponsored by my personal wallet and the cash that comes out of it to pay for these things. If you want to help with this, you can hit like, subscribe, that notification bell. Those are great ways to get started. But if you find yourself in a position where you can help the channel more, we have a Patreon and a subscribe star down below that you can click on those links. And for as little as $1 a month, you'll have special videos and things to just you, music that you can get. Or maybe if you wanted to, a one-time donation just to help out, we have a Streamlabs link down below. Or we also have, if you go to the Patreon shop, you could buy a song for like $3. I wish I could put them a little lower, but that's the minimum they allow for that. So there's lots of options. Sometimes you might even see an Amazon link. If you want to buy anything through Amazon, click on my link first, then go through there. That'll give me a couple pennies, possibly that way too as well. So there's lots of ways you can help out the channel, because without you, it would not be possible. So thank you everybody. And let's get back to the video.
The next book I want to talk about is Batman 153. 278 out of 295 liked it with a 4 average rating on League of Comics Geeks. I gave the book a 7.3. The writer is Chip Zdarsky. The artist is George Jimenez. Batman is back with a vengeance, and Bruce Wayne's new public initiative have Gotham on the verge of finally becoming a great city. Yeah, cleaning up Gotham. What does this bright future include for Riddler? Boy, that's an interesting twist they have there. We have Riddler supposedly going legit, or is he really behind something? Only time will tell. We also have a new sort of hero, Commander Star. Yeah, what's going on there? You're gonna have to read to find out. It's a new story arc here. Pretty good start. It has a new character, as I mentioned, that Commander Star. I wonder what's really gonna happen there. I tend to think he's gonna be a misguided hero, but we shall see there. I could be wrong. And does Bruce Wayne have a brother? Yes, that's an interesting thing revealed maybe at the last page. Does Bruce Wayne have a brother? Well, we'll have to read to find out. Not really a bad issue there. Pretty good start. I am interested to see what's going on. The next book I want to talk about, I enjoyed the cover of this issue. It's got some good alternative covers too, and that's Shazam number 16. 75 out of 86 liked it with a 3.4 average rating on League of Comics Geeks. Now, don't get all mad at me, because I know some people are all in cancel mode, because Zachary Levy posted his political view on things, and so the cancel culture has to come out with their pitchforks and cancel him. Come on now. Everybody should be able to have their opinions, though I wish sometimes celebrities things, actually not sometimes, I think they should just stay out of it, stay quiet. I think it's the best for everybody, no matter what position you're on. Well, anyway, this book, 75 out of 86 liked it with 3.4 average rating on League of Comics Geeks, and I gave it a 7. Nothing super spectacular here. Writer is Jose Campbell. Dan McDade is the artist. Shazam gets a road trip, it says, or at least an escape from Philly, as the kids hit the road to investigate some twisted monster attacks. Freddy's new powers should come in handy, except something's off with him, with the cost for his new abilities. Yeah, he seems to have a real desire to be up front, but it sort of makes sense with the character. He wants the attention. But the thing is, this issue, I really did not care for the art style at all. The family drama with money and fame we get in here, and I think that's a nice add for the book. It's a good story, but the dialogue also I found a little lax in there. The dialogue could be better, but I guess you can't have everything, can we? Next book I want to talk about is Birds of Prey number 14. 156 out of 166 liked it with a 3.9 average rating, and I gave the book a 7.2. Writer is Kelly Thompson. Artist is Sami Basir, which I probably butchered that horrendously. The Birds of Prey are back to business as they infiltrate the Ninth Day, a mysterious corporation. The birds believe that they have kidnapped people, including Amazons, that have gone missing. When their spy on the inside with them is an undercover Cassandra Cain, well, she breaks contact. It'll be up to Oracle, Black Canary, Big Barda, and others to figure out what's going on and bust her out. This is the start of a new story arc, so if you weren't reading the last one, which I don't blame you, the last story arc I did not care for very much, this might be one to pick up on. It's a little more grounded, I tend to like that, but I will say this, the cover of this book, the standard one, is garbage. But there's a couple really much better alternate covers for this book than this one. This just was not good. But the interior art, this is one of those cases where the interior art is much better than the cover, which is sort of what you don't normally get. It's a good start for the first story. So if you're interested in Birds of Prey and you didn't check it out before, I don't recommend going back and getting that last one. You might want to check this one out. It has a chance of being pretty good. The next one I want to talk about is Justice Society of America issue number 12, where 99 out of 115 liked it with a 3.9 average rating on League of Comics Geeks, and I gave it a 7.2. Writer is Jeff Johns, artist is Todd Newak. As the team picks up the pieces from their last battle, Stargirl looks to the future and what it means to be a member of the first super team. Now, I will say this. It says don't miss the final issue of this star-studded run. So this is the final issue, I guess, of this tale. And to be fair, and I hate to say this, if you're not collecting it, then, there's really no reason to get this. This is a one-shot story here. But with that said, it's also not a Justice Society story, really. It's a Stargirl story. Now, with that said, I like Stargirl as a character. I think they needed to explore her more. The art fits the story well here. This is a nice little story that's completely focused on Stargirl. There's no story progression here because it's the final issue of this. And I think Stargirl really does deserve more attention. Same with the Justice Society of America. So it's sort of sad to me that this is the end of that series. But I've been a Stargirl fan for a long time, and I think it's a character, as well as some of these other characters in the JSA, that are not really being utilized well enough. And I think it's an untapped potential from DC. What are your thoughts on that? I would like to know. Are you a big Stargirl fan, or are you a particular fan of one of the Justice Society of America characters? I'd love to know. Next, let's switch gears to Marvel. We're going to talk about Deadpool number 7. 101 out of 110 liked it with a 4.1 average rating. I gave this book a 7.4. Yeah, I didn't think it was bad. And anyway, the writer is Cody Ziegler, Alexis Quazanero, which I butchered the name, sorry. We have the artist Andrea Di Vito, which I probably butchered all those names. Deadpool is dead in this issue, at least that's what we're supposed to think. My guess is he's healing incredibly slow after the last issue there, and his daughter Ellie is taking up the mantle and working continuously with Taskmaster. Yeah, you know what? I'm enjoying Taskmaster in this series. I really am. This book has decent art, and it really is a fun issue. I know, Marvel loves to switch male characters and gender swap them, color and sexual identity and all these other things. I get it, and usually I'm not a fan of that. But this is his daughter, so it makes a little more sense. And let's be honest, does anybody believe that Deadpool is actually dead and not coming back? No, nobody does, especially right now. But it's a fun issue, and let's be honest, we all know what's going on here. He's coming back. And there's some fun office fighting in here. Yeah, office fighting, take it as you will. It had some good action things. It really was not a bad issue. Now, this next one I might soapbox a little bit on, and I think it deserved more attention, and I'm sad that I don't think it's got the sales that it needed to get. And that's Get Fury number 6, the conclusion of the story. 47 out of 55 liked it with a 3.6 average rating, and I gave this book a higher score. I gave it an 8.2. Yeah. Writer's Garth Ennis, artist is Jason Burrows. You thought things were looking bleak before? Well, this last issue, you're going to get what happened. How did Nick Fury and Frank Castle survive? Which, well, we all know the answer to that because this is a story in the past. But it also gives some additional insight afterwards with the conversation and some really cool stuff to make sure if you read it all. I think this book has good art, really good story, and it has a good ending as well. This was a great miniseries. If you didn't get it, I would recommend getting it in trade if you're a Punisher or Nick Fury fan. I really think, sadly, I want this to be a wake-up call for Marvel about using these two characters. These are two characters that they pushed away for political reasons, and that's just garbage. And sadly, I hate to say it, I don't think this book is generated enough sales to make Marvel go, wow, we really need to put these characters back. I wish it sold like gangbusters, because I think the story actually deserved it. The artwork deserved it. This was a real missed opportunity for a lot of people. If you haven't checked it out and they put it out in trade, give it a check it out, give it a read. I don't really think you're going to be disappointed. I think you're going to be happy. And the last one I want to talk about today is Daredevil number 14. 83 out of 104 liked it, with a 3.3 average rating on League of Comics Geeks, and I gave it a 7.5. And the creator-writer is Salman Ahmed, which I butchered that. Artist is Luigi Zagara, and once again, I butcher these things. The revelations continue as answers fly like punches. Matt Murdock, Electro Nachos, which I just mispronounced that. And those closest to the Daredevils have learned more about themselves and one another than they ever thought possible, and may ever be advisable. Now, as Matt and Electrica learn truths about each other they wish they could not forget, so do others in Matt's inner circle. Yeah, there's going to be some consequences here, they say. This book has good art. I really thought the art was very, very good in this one. It's a good story, too, for Daredevil fans, and it has good pacing. I am definitely looking forward to the next issue in this series. I've been enjoying this run of Daredevil. I know it's different, so therefore I would like to know your thoughts. There are some alternate covers. By the way, the main cover of this book is perfectly fine, but there's some alternate covers for this book that are good as well. I'm enjoying reading Daredevil. I'm going to continue reading it for now. And that's what I read. I didn't read everything, I know that, but if I missed anything that you think I should, I always love taking your recommendations, even if I don't read them right away. I've been putting them on a list. That way, when I get done reading the series that I'm reading, I can play catch up on some stuff there, especially if I'm already, let's say, the series is going for 10 issues or something. I like to start from issue 1, and go through them all and play catch up. But thank you, everybody, for your time, your patience, watching this video. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and continue to support the channel. We appreciate it. This channel's been growing, and that's because of you. Thank you, everybody, and until next time, keep it frugal.